Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Try that one. There we go. Hello and I know, brilliant start. So I should go again. Hello and welcome. Shush. How am I meant to do a posh voice with a huge grin? Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, and most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. Today we have got with us Mr. BadTemperedBadger.
Oh, that's fucking Photoshop.
Mr. Godless Scummer.
His name today.
Mr. Godless Scummer.
What's all this, Mister? Hello, everybody.
Miss Momma Atheist.
Morning.
Mrs. Mr. Momma Atheist.
My oink.
And Jen.
Hi.
No formal title for Jen.
No, she's just Jen.
Yeah, I'll give him what I just uploaded. That's all I deserve.
All right. A nice, meaningful, calm question to start with. Question 400.
Sounds scary as shit.
Question 438. Would you rather have a hand made out of jelly, or an armpit that dispensed ice cream?
Oh, the latter, I think.
Would it dispense ice cream continuously or just when you wanted it?
No, you get about a cone's worth a day, but it tastes a bit armpity.
Yeah, the second one still.
Yeah.
The jelly hands are very useful.
There might be a market for like BO flavored like ice cream. You don't know.
And I live in Australia. It's fucking hot here. That'd be really cool.
People are into some weird stuff.
What?
So people are into some weird stuff.
They are.
Can we have?
I mean, the
Can we
jelly
have, like,
hand will
various-
grow back.
Can we have like various flavors of ice cream?
No, it's vanilla ice cream. It's the hints that are bothering people.
Ha! I fixed it.
A bit of strawberry sauce.
What, you fixed your armpity ice cream, have you, Badger?
No, I fixed my overlay from OBS.
Uh-huh.
Right. I think the armpit ice cream, because I think I would have issues eating my hand.
You think you have issues?
Besides, if it's a strong enough vanilla-y smell to it, it'd make perfect deodorant.
Have you smelled ice cream that's melted and been gone for 12 or so hours?
I have, especially if it goes off.
That's what your armpits are going to smell like.
Still better than Jello hands.
With a bit of strawberry sauce on the ice cream, no one's going to notice, you know.
Nope.
Oh.
Nerdy says.
Tamper monkey to make the thing go.
So when you click on it, there is a little slider.
There isn't an option to be slid.
I don't know then, because there is on mine.
Oh, there it is. I didn't have to. I fixed it, never mind.
What have we got here? Nerdy says ice cream armpit. Sammy says you disgust me, Dave. And Trainbeck, jelly hand be better than leaning on. I think he's talking about wanking. Not sure.
That's a good point, actually. That's more difficult than jelly hand.
It could be a lot more fun in a lot of respects.
There is the natural little wobble that comes with jelly, so.
And if it's melted slightly, it's its own lubricant, right?
Spooky says, this is a variation of the hand made out of ham question. Spooky, yes it is. This is from the kids section of his book. Sammy says, I've tongued an arsehole, but pit ice cream is too far.
Good point. Good point there.
Right. Sammy, you're strange.
So Sammy prefers chocolate flavoured to vanilla.
Yes. Jones says that jelly hand is useless. I'd take the ice cream producing armpit. Nerdy wants to know if eating your own hand made out of jelly still classed as cannibalism. No. Right, quick answers. Most of you have already answered, but anyway. Jeff?
I gave my answer.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Manda?
Same.
Jen?
Ice cream.
Badger?
I've elbow armpit ice cream.
MathPig?
Ice cream.
Very good.
Everybody loves ice cream.
It does.
I
You
kind
don't
of
have
like
to
What about you, Dave?
Ice cream.
I kind of like jelly, but I'm not going to eat my hand for it. And also, I like the idea of being able to just hold my arm out. Someone pumps my arm and ice cream comes out.
If you get together with someone with a hand made out of jelly, you can
somebody in a
share.
headlock and deliberately ice creaming them on the head.
It's, I don't know if it should be like a Mr. Whippy or something, you know. That's what it needs to be.
Does it come with a little flake?
Yeah, not 99. That's what you want.
I feel bad. Right. Question 439. You have the ability to prevent someone from infecting dozens of people with a terminal illness, but only by killing them. Could you?
That's simple.
Sorry, what was the end of the question?
Where did you get lost?
I still don't hear it.
You have the ability to prevent someone from infecting dozens of people with a terminal illness, but only by killing them. Could you?
Yes.
No.
You're asking the man that has a list with at least 4 people on it, will he kill someone? Strange question.
Anyone in particular, or just anyone?
No, you have to kill the person.
It would.
Person.
So you have to.
Person.
You have to kill the ground zero person.
Well, it's not the ground zero person. You have, for example, you are a doctor.
Okay.
You diagnose someone with HIV. And they tell you that they are going to go out and intentionally infect other people. And your only option available to you, stopping them doing that, is to kill them.
But is it? I mean,
No,
in
the scenario, yes.
Depends on who he's going to go out and infect.
You don't know.
I'm going to go with a strong maybe.
A strong maybe. Decisive.
Yeah, I'm with Badger on that. Maybe. I'm not terribly keen on the idea, but maybe.
That's about as good enough an answer as I can give, to be honest. So,
is there a way to replace the little dog foot in StreamYard?
No.
Oh.
There might be. Talk to me later. If I like you, there is.
I'll have to be careful with my answer. I'm not going to be careful.
Tell me you want to kill people.
Yeah, why not?
Manda. Yes.
you have to think about that one for long.
No.
See, Joan says, yes, I could, but not for HIV, which is treatable. I apologise, I just picked a random example. It would be more... I think it might be a better example is probably someone was going to go out and stab people tonight. And the only thing you could do is stop them.
Yeah, I'll give them a good stabbing myself.
Yeah.
Assuming that I was fairly certain that they were credibly and definitely going to do it.
Yes. Entirely. But, Right. Next one is one especially for Manda, because I think she'll know the answer. But everyone else can speculate. Right, question 440. How many weeks would you have to attend a Roman Catholic Holy Communion before you have eaten an entire Jesus?
Holy crap. That's a weird question.
What is
a lot?
God, Jen, this is a math question. You should be good at this.
163. But it depends how big your wafers are, doesn't it?
163!
Wafers are pretty small. Takes a while. But Jesus was also a skinny dude, so...
What's the average weight of a communion wafer?
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. How big are the wafers? Do we actually have a figure for how big Jesus was? And
I think we're going to have to estimate the Jesus.
Yeah, probably. It'd be a fuck ton of weeks, I can tell you that.
Oh,
probably be more than 163.
Can I just grab a whole handful of wafers each time?
I think if you grab them, they don't magically transform. It's only the ones that are given to you as part of the thing that are magic.
So they haven't become Jesus.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, too, that the wafers are like condensed Jesus. I mean, he's already been broken down and like dehydrated and then made into the wafers. So it's more of Jesus in the little wafers than you would actually think. More than just the weight or the mass of it.
Someone worked out on Tumblr that it'd actually take you like 550 years to do this.
Of course, someone did.
To mass every day, and
So
one way. I think it's some 3,846 or something they've come up with here. I think.
There we go. But Joan in the chat says
200,000 wafers.
So what you're saying is that you get more Jesus per gram in wafers than you would with uncondensed Jesus.
yes.
Yes.
2,500 years.
Well, Joan says 130,000 weeks if a wafer is 2 grams and Jesus weighed 65 kilos.
How do you know that Jesus weighed 65 kilos?
We can't pin down that agree that his name was Jesus. How the hell do you think we know how much he weighs? I think we're just picking an average weight.
Well, they're saying the
I
average.
got 130,000 weeks, which is 2,500 years. So, yeah, you actually couldn't do it. You'd be dead.
You'd have to take communion multiple times a day.
The average male in biblical times was thought to be about 5'1" and 110 pounds. So,
oh shit!
That's
Wait. Here's the thing.
This is quite educational. This question, actually.
I actually kind of liked the taste of the communion wafers, so I stole a bag from my church when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, but they weren't magic.
No, I didn't even think they were magic. I just liked the way they tasted.
Quote, Manda likes the taste of Jesus.
Oh, fuck me.
Get down on your knees and start praising Jesus.
Oh, god damn. Well, anyway, that's cool.
They're reiterating. Nerdy says 69 weeks. And Big Zebra reminds us that the host must be consecrated before it is Jesus. We know Jesus weighed 65 kilograms because the Bible records the moment Jesus went metric.
I'm going out. I can't handle it.
Right. Next question.
What did you work it out as, Dave?
I didn't. Why would I work it out? I have experts to work these things out for me.
You asked the question. You should know the answer. This is a maths problem. You should.
No, I hate to break it to you. I don't know the answer to any of the questions I ask.
Yeah, about 200,000 wafers, 550 years if you went to mass daily, 3,846 services. So if you went weekly, either way, it's a bit.
It's more than most people's lifespan, especially. Yeah.
I think you would have to do it on a church basis. A church eats maybe a Jesus every 100 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Gathering the sort of average attendance at church services is still going to take a long time.
It is. Right.
I was going to say that actually,
if you average all the churches together, they eat it more than a Jesus a week.
Oh yes.
I was going to say this would not work because presumably there's only one Jesus, but actually, if you can multiply fishes, you can multiply Jedi.
But there's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. So you got 3 of them to get through.
Is that the
there is infinite
correct plural for Jesus? Jedi?
Everybody knows that Jesus is infinite.
Is that the correct plural of Jesus?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What's the plural of Jesus?
Jesui or Jesui or something like that.
No, that's 2 syllably.
Jesus.
That's what Badger said.
That's what I'm doing with Jedi. If you can multiply a fish, you can multiply a Jedi.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe Jesus is like fish, and it's the one Jesus, many Jesus.
Jesus is actually fish meat, is what you're saying. So that's why the way.
Yeah, why not? I doubt he's chicken, so.
How many Jesuses have been eaten overall by the globe over the past 100 years? Well, that's a dumb question. Everyone knows we don't live on a globe. Right.
I'm going to bed.
Nerdy votes Jesuses. Next question.
I vote I don't.
What?
I vote I don't really care what the plural of Jesus is.
And I'm just glad there aren't.
I want to know what a singular Jesus is. Question 441. Would you rather look... Why can't I say that? Would you rather look like a skunk but smell like vanilla, or smell like a skunk and be very attractive?
Well, you could probably solve that problem if your armpits produced ice cream. So,
I think
I
the
don't want to
former.
look like a skunk. There's things you can do to hide smells. Who wants to look like a little skunk?
There's
think
nothing
it's
you can
skunk.
do to hide a fucking skunk smell, though.
No.
Come on.
I have no idea because I've never smelt one.
I know what films and TV has told me.
It is not.
Discriminated against by this
It
question.
is. Oh, and it gets everywhere, and it's a very powerful smell. The only way to get it off of you is to fucking bathe in tomato juice. So,
I feel discriminated against by this question.
Are you claiming you're part skunk?
No, I'm claiming that skunks have similar fur markings.
But do badgers
Or which case
spray?
you'd choose to look like one, wouldn't you?
Yes.
All mustelids have scent glands, Dave. That's what the name's for.
But do they squirt them at people?
Not squirt, no.
I think I'd go with the former one. Look like a skunk.
Look like a skunk. Yeah, I think skunks can look quite
Yeah,
cute.
you'd be popular with the
Pepe Le
furries.
Pew does.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You could turn up at the furry conventions and be well in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Jones says skunks are very pretty.
See?
Alias says very attractive and smell like really good weed. Godless Granny says,
OBS thing work.
I think Godless Granny is complimenting you. He says, Badger looks like a skunk, and then skunks are cute. And Nerdy
Well,
calls...
I suppose.
Bad-tempered skunk.
Ah, yes! And you're now Bad-Tempered Skunk, apparently. I wish I should make it so I can change the names on the fly.
I should actually get the chat.
But we were coming up. The chat was coming up a lot, sort of like alternate little characters, so you could build like a Badgerverse, you know.
And don't forget, if you took the second one, you could always have the scent glands removed.
No. That's not coming from a skunk.
No, I said it.
No, I said you smell like a skunk. I didn't say how you smelt like a skunk. You can't get rid of the smell. That's the point. Sammy says he thinks he's already the latter. Right, go on, answers.
Brush. There it is.
I don't know. I don't like either of them.
I think.
Of course you don't like either. If you liked either of them, it wouldn't be a difficult question.
I'm gonna say the former. That's my answer.
You want to look like a skunk, but
Yeah.
smell great.
You're gonna have a great time at furry conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Badger?
Well, I think just look at me and you'll see what my answer is.
You want to smell.
To be honest, Badger, if you smelled like the skunk, no, you wouldn't have any problems with people coming near you.
Ah, that's an interesting point.
You've just told him.
I'll go for the smelly one.
Big Zebra says, an attractive person, maybe you could go on Tinder and ask for partners that have no sense of smell.
Yeah, I used to work with a guy who had no sense of smell.
How did he smell?
Yeah, smell.
Jen. You have to pick one.
Sorry.
Jen, I said,
Jeff already
sorry.
did.
Or I stepped away for 2 seconds.
No. I said Jen.
Jen,
Oh,
okay.
me. I don't know. Both are pretty dreadful. Well, skunk, because it'd be interesting for a change.
Fair enough. MathPig.
On personal note, I pretty much experienced this when I was younger. I had bad sweat problems and had to go to the hospital to consider getting my sweat glands switched off. So I've already been through one of them.
Would you do it again, willingly?
Not that I would want to, but I've already been through it, so.
So what you're saying is you know how to deal with it already because
Yes.
you have experience.
Exactly.
See, this is what I said. You could have your sweat glands removed, then you wouldn't smell like it.
Didn't work.
No, I never
Jim,
said
whenever you
sweat
went to-
glands.
Oh,
I said
it doesn't work.
No, because your body still produces sweat, so it either moves from one place to another.
To another.
I didn't get it done because the option was he would switch off my sweat glands underneath my armpits, but it would still have to go somewhere, so I would look like a sweaty mess in my face.
Oh.
So you'd look like you're in an 80s action film.
What do you call that? Yeah. I like that YouTube video that Mama made me watch. What do you call it? With the Mr. Moist, or the superhero that was moist.
Nice.
Defining feature is he's moist.
Nice. Gusta.
Manda.
I don't know. Ask my partner what he would rather me be.
MathPig. You
I
wouldn't
would
care.
pick her anyway, and she knows that.
That's very.
That doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
I'm going to force her to pick then.
Good. It's her fucking
Yeah,
choice.
Yeah, so you can't deflect this question, Manda.
Damn it.
Where's my socks?
We've all had to answer.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
kind of look
well-
cute, and I like to be fluffy, so I guess I'll look like a skunk.
Fair enough.
Now, see this week.
And we're all
got that out of
studying fair
mind,
convention.
You've got to answer that question now.
God damn it! I knew that was gonna come from the second that passed my fucking lips. That's not what I meant. Oh.
My
Right,
sock!
And since he's evil and put you in this situation, what would you prefer MathPig was?
Well, if I'm looking like a skunk, then he needs to as well. It only makes sense.
Where's my sock?
What the? We don't know. We can't see you. We don't know where your fucking sock is.
MathPig's got it.
Yeah, we can't see him either.
Fuck's sake.
Right. Next
It's not
question.
like on your feet, is it, Badger?
You put anything down.
It's on his ear. He's trying to look like a puppy dog with it.
Next, we have a topical and non-controversial question.
Oh no.
Okay.
Question 442. In a Star Wars-like universe, would you side towards the Sith code or the Jedi code?
No, this is an easy question. Sith all the way.
Yes. Duh.
Would you like me to read both of them for the sake of argument?
How long
Please
are
do.
they?
Quite short.
Go on then.
1 second. So, Jedi code, the short Jedi code, not the massive thing, is as follows. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no death, there is the Force.
And the Sith?
The Sith code, on the other hand,
Die! Everyone die!
Come on.
Come on, Badger, or I'll read it.
goes as follows. Peace is a lie, there is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall free me.
Alright, from those codes, the Sith sounds far better.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it does.
I'll be a grey Jedi.
That's not an
I
option.
know that I could find my socks with one of
No,
them.
you said Jedi or Sith. Grey Jedis are still technically Jedis. I'm a grey Jedi.
Uh-huh.
That's yeah. There's a reason it's called the Gensarai.
Nerdy says, sorry, I'm a Jedi. Sammy says Sith. Zebra says,
I have to get out new socks because I can't find a sock.
Oh my god, if you fucking say sock one more time, Badger. Look, I have socks. Here, you can have mine, okay? Fucking stop.
They Star Wars ones.
Oh my god, I have Star Wars socks. Okay.
Manda's got it. Manda's got it. There you are.
Yeah. Problem solved.
So basically, Badger, what will you be?
Out of those options, I would pick the Sith one because Jedi one kind of sucked.
You're
That's a
all
bit.
evil.
What's that?
No.
You're all evil.
No.
The Sith are not. The
Sith
Sith are not actually
evil.
inherently evil, though.
They're not inherently good. That's for damn sure.
Because we know
Neither
there
are
is no
Jedi,
good
for that matter.
I mean, Jedi is like they're like a really dogmatic religious order, you know. They really are.
The whole only two Sith at once thing kind of pisses me off, though. Just gonna say.
Are you saying they're fundamentalists?
Yes, they kind
Some
of are.
Jedi.
They kind of are. Well, in the old Republic,
You have- wait,
before
wait.
Darth Bane, there was more than 2 Sith, wasn't there? So
Yes,
This
because
is
the
why-
rule was introduced
This is
later.
why Qui-Gon was the best Jedi. Because he knew there was a gray area. And he was the only... Shit.
Well, he technically was a great Jedi, wasn't he?
Sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I once heard that before the Jedi and the Sith, was there not an order that was a combination of the both of them, and then they split?
it sounded similar to Jedi. I think it was something like Jedi or something. It was slightly different. It was the
Yes,
This is not sounding anything more and more like a religion at all.
that's a complicated topic.
Is it canon?
Yes, because
Yeah.
Disney isn't.
So that's a no then.
We're not having this conversation, Dave.
The Badger.
Yes.
Kennedy's a bitch.
Who's Kennedy?
Yes.
Oh.
So I was agreeing
By the
with
way,
him.
on the topic of this question, in a bit over an hour, Miss Manda down there is doing a stream.
Ooh.
Sorry.
And she ever so might touch on Star Wars.
Really?
Apparently so.
So,
You should see the people she's invited. Bunch of fucking reprobates.
absolutely you are.
And
Who have you invited?
I think you.
Not
Well,
you.
I think you. Badger.
You're literally the
Yeah.
first person I invited, Badger.
she wouldn't want you there with no socks on. You only smelly feet.
I've got new socks.
But they're not the Star Wars socks,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
You got Jog Shop and you got Dave as well. So.
And if I can wake Angel up in like 20 minutes, he's probably gonna come on. Maybe.
What you need to do
Depends
is
on how
take
fucking moody he is.
what you need to
What?
do is take the laptop outside his room, turn the volume up, and we'll all scream Angel.
Just put the laptop on the floor outside and just let the Star Wars discussion wash over it.
Through him.
No, because then he'll just wake up angry and want to like tell us we're wrong or some shit. So
Big Sarah says, why a Star Wars-like universe? Because I wanted a generic question. I don't give a shit about Disney or who owns the copyright. I literally could not care less about Star Wars.
Wrong.
What?
Disney is wrong.
we know, Badger. We know.
We have become aware of that.
Right, so everyone's going Sith, apart from Jen, who's being weird. Or, weird's the wrong word there. Difficult. That's the right word.
I'm not being difficult. I'm a grey Jedi. I like the grey Jedi.
That wasn't an option.
I made it an option.
Exactly.
I'm
Right.
altering the deal. I don't alter it any further.
I think technically you can still be grey and part of the Jedi Order, can't you? I can't.
You
quite
can.
remember
Well,
what-
Anakin must have been at some point.
Well, Qui-Gon was basically a grey Jedi, so
Lovely.
But
yes, she
he was
can.
also- He was also, kept from being higher in the Jedi Order because he didn't always ascribe to the Jedi way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a rebel.
So with the rebels.
Considering that there were thousands of Jedi, and Qui-Gon was actively in consideration for the council, even though he was a bit of a dick in terms of not following what the council wanted most of the time.
Just the way this is going, do you think this conversation could now be like safe for man just to drink?
Yes. Right, next question. Given that we have answers to this question already. Question 443. What is the biggest lie you were told as a child?
There's a God.
Come on, you're talking to a bunch of atheists here.
Yeah, there's a God.
The problem is you can't have that one.
Why not?
Because it wasn't told to you as a lie.
Jesus weighed 5 kilograms.
5 kilograms?
I can't remember the number, and I don't know how much humans know.
65.
A bag of kilogram is a bag of kilogram. A bag of sugar is a kilogram.
Bag of kilograms?
So 5 bags of sugar is 5 kilograms.
Are these kilogram bags?
They are.
Oh, that's how it works.
Nerdy says the biggest lie, it'll be okay.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That's generally that's generally a pretty big one.
I've got one.
Go on.
All you have to do is just go to school, go to college, go to university, do all the stuff, study, do the things, and everything will just come together. No, it fucking doesn't!
Intellectual iconoclasm says that my parents loved my brother and I equally.
Oh, ouch.
Jones says that Jesus loves me. Again, I don't know if you can really have that because I don't think I think they believe it. I don't think they think they're lying.
Okay, for me, my father is an atheist, but he pushed the whole "there is a God" agenda.
Oh, then
because she was Catholic. So
then there's a lie.
It works.
Yeah, you can have that. Yeah. Trainbeck says Santa is coming. That's a lie. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Santa Claus would be a big one. That is technically a lie. Tooth Fairy, anything like that.
Yes, Tooth Fairy. But the problem is, her question is the impact it had upon you. To be biggest. I mean, Santa's pretty big, but it's very reinforced by other people. I don't understand Godless Granny's point.
It's still a deliberate lie, though.
Yes, very much so. Biggest lie I heard, it's what's on the inside that counts.
Oh.
It's one of those things it was Badgers asked me anything, am I the arsehole this morning?
Oh dear.
About the parent that deleted their kid's Minecraft that he'd been working on for a year.
Oh, why? That's horrible.
And it's one of those things that gets me. It's how we live. We are constantly told as a kid, it's the thought that counts. And constantly as an adult, just wait. And constantly as an adult, we demonstrate that it's not. Over and over again, we demonstrate that the effort was meaningless, and it's the end results that matter. And as much as you don't want to think that, when it comes down to it, it depressingly does matter far too often.
A lot of. Let's be honest. Most of the lies you told as a kid are lies that give you false hope.
I wonder if that's why we have so much depression in adulthood.
Maybe, but then sometimes it's the other way when they try to sort of reverse psychology on you or something and tell you that you're an idiot or whatever when you're not. And because after a while you start believing it. I still have sort of issues with like confidence over things like that, because even though I know it's kind of objectively like wrong, it's very deep rooted, and a lot of things I was told to put me down as a kid, I still sort of sometimes still believe, even though I know objectively this is wrong. I'm not none of these things, but it's deep rooted.
They stick, and they stick in a depressing way. I've talked about it a few times. The things that I have completely rationalised now, that I totally believe the opposite to what I was told when I was young. But I cannot stop my emotional response, as it was basically programmed into me as a kid.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Jen, sorry.
That's okay.
You were saying something.
Okay, no, that's all right. You guys are talking. I was very, very close to my grandmother, and my parents were at church, and I was home with her, and I went out to see her in her room because she lived with us, and she wasn't feeling very well, and she said she wasn't, and I could see that she wasn't well. So I, as a 9-year-old, went and phoned an ambulance for her, and they came and got her and took her up to the hospital. And I continuously, for the next 4 or 5 days, asked my mum if I could go and visit her in hospital, and I was told children were not allowed to. And then she died, and I was told children were not allowed to go to the funerals. Because my mum couldn't deal with letting me know as a 9-year-old that my grandmother was dead and making me go through the funeral, which I really wanted to go to, because I did understand this about people dying and stuff, because my grandfather had died a few years before, so I already knew that, but she wouldn't. And that was 2 outright lies to me about this that haunted me up until my mother finally confessed to me, even though I knew she'd lied about it, when I was an adult. So.
Yes, we're really screwed around death at the moment, and I think it is both a moving towards a secular society and moving out of a farming society. We aren't surrounded by the death of animals anymore, so we don't deal with it on that basis, and we're moved away from the religion that gave us the complete false hope that it didn't really matter. I mean, I find the way religion deals with death really weird anyway. If they're actually genuinely believe they're going somewhere better.
I don't think religion does teach people how to deal with death at all. I think
no. And I think if my mum had been more secular, she actually would have been all positive about me going and seeing my grandmother and going to the funeral, because funeral's about saying goodbye to people.
Well, honestly, I think religion kind of does the opposite of getting you to deal with death, because it puts it off. It says, oh, there's a next life or whatever the fuck. And that is not dealing with it. That is hoping for the best in the future.
Yeah.
Well, this one.
What most of them either have a belief in whether there's a reincarnation or an afterlife, I mean, I've got to be honest, when I was a polytheist, I was actually kind of looking forward to Valhalla. That's where you really want to end up, but...
It's that far more exciting than heaven.
Let's just say it's much better than the Christian heaven, but I mean that isn't necessarily the only afterlife in sort of Norse thing, but that's a whole different topic for another day, I think.
You were going to go out to warrior.
Is the afterlife, isn't it? And that's actually your real life. Isn't that sort of that way around in the Norse? This is like an afterlife or a dream life, and that's the real life when you get to Valhalla.
I'm not quite sure exactly. I think people have different interpretations on that, but that wasn't the way I understood it. But there were other sort of reigns and other places other than Valhalla, but that's the one which was drinking, fighting, and then fucking all the time. So which sounds pretty damn good.
But only if you were a warrior, not if you were.
I like if I was getting near death, I'd be like tape a flipping sword to my hands, for when I die.
I like the Rick and Morty episode with the one that has to be the species that has to be killed by a warrior.
Yeah.
And he comes around and goes and asks Rick to kill him. Right.
Okay, I have a question. Wait, did everybody answer, Dave?
Yes.
Then I have a question myself. For those of us who are parents here, what's the biggest lie you've ever told your kid?
Just 3, and I didn't even like doing the Santa thing. That caused rows, so probably we'll go for Santa so far.
Yeah, I think Santa.
Dave?
I can't think of any big lies that you would I think I can only think of good things.
Okay.
We didn't tell her that her real dad was a cunt.
Yeah, it took me a really long time to tell that to my kids. So.
That's the only thing I can think of that in any significant way we lied to her.
Yeah,
2
my
seconds.
mother never really lied to me.
Just 2 seconds. Am I right? Yeah. Basically, everything else, anything that was big, we didn't keep from her. We talked to her. We told her anything. And she asks the weirdest questions.
Yeah.
Go on.
This question's actually got quite depressing now, isn't it? So,
It has.
yeah, it is.
I think mine would be
Thankfully, I don't have to ask, man.
I guess.
Mm.
I don't know if I've ever actually verbalized that, but I tried to make it clear to him that I was, but whatever. It's been him and I most of his life, so trying to
Thankfully,
be an adult here.
Thankfully, I don't have to answer your question, man, because I don't have children, so...
I know, funny. Sorry.
Jen?
All right.
Yeah, it'd be Santa Claus for me. Because I tend not to lie to my kids. It's not... Yeah. I don't like lying to them. I'd rather be honest with them.
See, we told her. We told her that it was a story that some parents told their kids, and we can get invested in it and we can have fun with it. But she knew it wasn't real, and she had fun with it, and it worked just as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we certainly told the kids the God lie thing because I was a Christian, but to me it wasn't a lie at the time. So.
No, which is. Big Zebra says, I told an enormous whopper to 3 kids. Their father dropped 3 goodbye letters in the mailbox. Letters that hinted at his upcoming suicide. The kids wanted to know why the police dropped by to take the report. I told the kids it was just the neighbourhood watch. And they were here to keep an eye on the neighbourhood. I was believed. That would be probably exactly what I would do in that scenario.
Yeah,
it wasn't, again, yeah.
There's a different, there is such a thing as white lies or
yes.
You try,
The problem is, it's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying I didn't lie to my daughter.
Mm.
I may very well. I can think of vague times where I would have lied in the moment. I can think of several where I have lied in the moment because we needed to deal with a scenario like that, and I have then gone back to her later and said what really happened was this, and this. But we needed to deal with it at the time. I don't know. I mean, the problem I've got, I suppose, is the longer I went on, the less I was able to lie anyway, because the less I was able to remember it. It's very hard to keep a lie going when you can't remember the lie.
I would say that to be a good liar, you must have a good memory.
Say again?
Big Zebra, what kind of person
liar.
does that to their kids?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yes.
fuck's sake.
He was yanking everyone's chain. Fucking hell.
Yeah, fuck him.
Right, yeah.
God. Oh, what? How could you do that to your kids?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Incredibly fucked up.
That's not. That's I mean. I don't mind a good prank now and again. That's just you don't fucking. That's not funny.
No.
No.
Can we have a happy question, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, go back to Star Wars. At least that was semi-happy.
No, they have another Star Wars, but not for a while. Do you know what? There's some really depressing questions coming up. The next one's the next one isn't depressing per se, but I think it could end up that way. We'll go to the next question.
Okay.
Question 444. Should there be an upper age limit for running a country?
Yes. I don't think people who are senile should be running a country.
Yeah, but surely that would be the qualification rather than the age.
Yeah.
Yes, I think senility would be the qualification, yes.
I don't think there should be an upper age limit, but I think you have to be mentally competent. And if you have become not so due to advanced age, then no, you shouldn't be running a country.
Having said that, other people are forced to retire at a certain age, so what's wrong with doing that to politicians?
Yep. She's not wrong.
But, yeah.
Can we abolish retirement age altogether?
I mean, we've got. I mean, we had MPs who've
Ability
been in
and
Parliament up
capability.
into their 80s. You know.
Go on,
Yeah.
MathPig.
I wasn't speaking.
Oh, it sounded very like you. I think maybe I'm just hearing your voice in my head now. That's worrying.
I mean,
You're in his brain, MathPig. You're in his brain.
It's just confusing when there's so many people talking. That's probably what happened.
Joan says yes, and I'd say 60. Big Zebra said yes. No one older than 75 should be allowed to run for office. They can turn 75 while in office and finish their term.
how old's Trump right now?
Isn't he late 70s now?
I'm gonna say he's-
I think he'd fail a senility.
Yeah, but you don't think he would because he'd be tested by his own doctors that would sign him off. This is the problem I've got with using senility as a
yeah.
as a test.
I mean, I mean, the guy is not competent to be, holding any sort of public office. But
I don't think he's competent to hold his own penis.
yeah,
How would he find
This
it?
is why he pays strippers.
Porn stars, not strippers.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. You don't think he's paid strippers too?
I mean, probably, but you know.
The thing that has been confirmed is porn stars.
What was I going to say? It's gone completely and utterly. Manda. Strippers.
No, I guess, but that's a Bernie supporter, and he's like fucking ancient shit. No, I'll say no.
So you don't think there should be an upper age limit? Very good.
I think it should be other qualifications rather than just the number.
Right, but what can be done objectively? What can be done in a way that can be that can't be easily manipulated? I don't disagree with you. I've just got a problem with with implementation.
Well, we have a thing around here.
An independent person doing the tests.
there has to be some sort of independent process.
There is no independence in politics.
Needs to be independence brought into politics.
There can't be, because there is always a vested interest.
Right.
I would love, again, in an ideal world, I completely agree with you.
Let's go for the Hitchhiker's Guide approach, and that it's decided by some guy in a shack in the middle of nowhere who doesn't know anyone.
Yes. So basically, I've lost track. Who thinks there should be an arbitrary age limit?
Nope.
No.
If it's forced on everyone else, then yes.
Amanda? No, you said no. I do remember. Badger says no. He wants other.
I think that,
You put an age limit. The reality is, you put an age limit on politicians. You see how much fucking more how big they make their pay rises.
I think it
Pensions as a
should be
result of
based-
that.
Or their pensions.
Yeah.
I think it should be based somehow on mental capacity in a similar way to people in care, but I do not know how you could. I don't have a solution to how to make that work.
Fair enough. I mean, complete agreement. I think an arbitrary age limit is completely meaningless and pointless, but I can't think of a better way of doing it. And mostly bitching about Trump.
We got that.
Just-
Is Boris any better, really?
yes.
With Boris, there is at least the possibility that it's an act.
And for starters, Boris is intelligent. What Boris does have is the weird sense of responsibility you get from being aristocracy. That is both very worrying, and at least there is a sense of... Do you believe that Trump has a sense of responsibility?
Given that he has said that the situation was handled 100% well, no.
This is my point. I believe Boris has a sense of responsibility. I don't believe in his ethics or his morals, but I believe he has a sense of responsibility, and I don't think Trump is anywhere near that.
Yeah, you could be right.
Also, with Boris, there's a chance he'll get stuck on a zipline again.
We leave him there this time.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, this is the problem, right? If we didn't have Trump right now, if we didn't have Trump right now, Boris would look a lot worse.
I
You
like
say we, like he's your fucking problem, Dave.
He is our problem.
He's everyone's
He is.
problems, man. That's the problem.
The problem
I
is,
know he is, but he's way worse my problem. Am I the only fucking American here?
Yeah.
Damn it.
the problem is,
I liked Boris when he was on the zip line. I think that he really started to fall apart when he tried to take things seriously.
yes.
But
Go on.
didn't Boris have a journalist beaten up a few years ago though? So he's a nasty piece of work.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, so forget that he actually did that.
He is. He's like I said. His level of entitlement.
I have not heard anything about that.
He is. Yeah.
This is back when Boris was a journalist. And
Who's ringing?
Me. Someone will answer it in a minute. There we go. Right. We should go on to the next question. Question 445. Would you rather be lactose intolerant or the Prime Minister of the Central African Republic?
Central African Republic. How bad is the Central African Republic?
I have no idea. I did think I should look it up, and I forgot.
Is that the one where they're no, that's South Africa. Never mind.
Is that close to where Lizzie Lane is?
I thought Lizzie Lang was in South Africa.
Lizzie Lane's in Namibia, isn't it?
Namibia.
Yeah,
she?
that's near South Africa. That's next to South
Is it?
Africa. Namibia.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing with Africa is Africa's quite big, so it being next to South Africa could be quite a vast area.
Right, there's a very unhelpful picture on Wikipedia. Right, it is literally slap bang in the middle of Africa.
Well, there is a clue in the name, Central African Republic.
Yes.
Yeah, but by republic, do they mean communist nation? By any chance?
Oh, it fucking would be if I was the Prime Minister of it.
It's a former French colony.
Connolly.
Yes.
What's Billy Colony doing there?
Independent since 1960.
So not one of you wants to be lactose intolerant.
I couldn't give up cheese.
I'll take lactose intolerance. That's fine.
I'm not giving up milk.
If I was,
I think I'd sooner worry about coups.
Wait. You're giving up milk, did you say?
I says I'm not giving up
Oh,
milk.
I thought you said that. That's why I was surprised.
if
You
I
don't
was,
have to give up milk when you're lactose intolerant.
I'm not.
if I
You
was
just-
in charge, if I was in charge of one of those African places, I could probably have as much cheese as I liked.
Yep.
So I'd pick that, and while I was eating all the cheese, I'd try and sort it out a bit.
So everyone is going for being Prime Minister.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't want to lead or anything. So
To be
You
honest,
stand a big chance of getting killed for being a leader in one of those countries, though.
to be honest, I'd probably do a terrible job, but I could not handle being intolerant.
Actually, I would not like to be the Prime Minister of that country because it's still got a president. I'd sooner be the president of that.
Be pedantic, why don't you?
Well, just say the way it was worded.
I'm pretty sure I would do a terrible job of leading one of those, like any country, but I couldn't handle being lactose intolerant.
Well, I guess you could take on the leadership and then resign and leave.
Leave
Nope.
with all my
Getting a whole heap of money.
You'd be killed off.
To be honest, we are talking about places that do tend to have a lot of civil wars and coups and stuff, so there is that to consider.
I mean, it
But-
was until the late 90s, the Central African Empire. I think they were planning on expanding.
It was.
Big Zebra says, instead of being the Prime Minister, I might agree to being the fairy god zebra for that country.
What does a fairy god zebra do?
stripes.
Stripy clothes. Tony points out that 65% of the world is lactose intolerant already.
Yep.
I think actually including a lot of people in Africa.
Most people in Africa.
That'd be why you couldn't get cheese if you were prime minister.
Oh fuck! This entire scenario has fallen apart.
You could have it flown in, Badger.
My
Yeah.
whole empire is
But
falling
if you're
down.
lactose intolerant, you can have lactose-free milk. You can have lactose-free cheese. I mean, there's a whole barrage of stuff.
I
people
think
are
he would
lactose-
get kicked
My
out of
lactose
office.
empire is falling down. I can't handle it.
I think Badger would get kicked out of office for misappropriation and buying too much cheese and having it shipped in.
Look, if I've taken on the entire leadership of the country to avoid becoming lactose intolerant, you can fucking bet I'm going to appropriate some funds for cheese.
The cheese fund. People are going to think it's corruption. It literally means cheese.
What is this enormous dent in the budget, Mr. President? Oh, that's the cheese fund. I need to import some red Leicester.
There we go. I have something for Jen and for Manda. We used to have a government department that was responsible for cheese.
You had the cheese board.
We had the cheese board.
No, I knew that.
And you knew that already. Because it was on QI.
Half Pom, remember?
I still don't think you'd remember the cheese board.
Okay.
Oh no, well I never lived there. I visited quite a few times, but never lived there.
Fair enough. There you go. There's a difference between intolerant and being allergic, says Joan. So you can still eat cheese, as much cheese as you wanted.
Yeah, you just poop and fart a lot.
I do that anyway.
And then Tony is now quoting
What's the
Badger.
problem? I go lactose intolerant.
What's happening to me?
Badger, you're being told that the people are starving.
Let them eat cheese!
Yes.
They
They're
might
all
be
lactose intolerant.
Well, then you could start a space program.
But they should have thought of their lactose intolerance before electing me president.
They didn't
I
elect you.
don't think you're
They
elected. I think you're taking
appointed
power in a coup.
Yeah.
We're both taking power in a coup there, let's be honest.
So are you being president and Badger's being prime minister? Is that how it works, Scummer?
I think so.
So you can communism the place up all you like as long as I get my cheese.
Oh, so that's how it works. Yeah, as long as Scummer starts a cheese fund and you get all your cheese, you're going to reject anything Scummer does.
Excuse me, wait.
I could build my utopia.
I have to point something out here. Right, the least communist person here is Badger. He is very much a capitalist. Yes. Well, in our discussions, you have come across that way. Okay. Very much free market, should we say?
Alright, shall I put that on the discussions list?
I think you might have to, but I'm going with it right now. I'm strawmanning you. Right. Okay. But he is quite happy to sacrifice all that for cheese.
Bribery and corruption. That's the basis of capitalism, isn't it?
I didn't necessarily say it was going to be a pure communist society. I was going to, it could be like a state capitalist society like Stalin had, and which you just call socialism or communism. But
see, I have maintained from the start that I would not be a good leader.
Would you rename it to the cheese state?
if anyone from the Central African Republic is watching this, just you've got some hard years ahead of you.
Oh, that really depends on which type of cheese you import.
Seraphim says, I would also be Prime Minister, also for cheese.
I quite like brie.
Yeah.
I don't know what brie is, so...
It's soft.
Is that the stuff that pregnant people aren't allowed to eat? I don't know why I said pregnant people.
Badger, if you give it the blue pill, does it go hard?
It gets all veiny, doesn't it?
I have not experimented with this.
Right.
I think I'm going to have to try it now. See if I get the baby.
MathPig says, was Wallace and...
They might not.
Sorry, Dave, what were you saying? I didn't hear you.
I said, MathPig said, was Wallace and Gromit based on Badger?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey,
What happened, Badger? You had a bad experiment, and instead of turning into a were-rabbit, you turned into a badger.
Not even Wensleydale.
Wensleydale. Oh, you can't see me. I didn't do anything.
Now I want to go for a trip in Badger's spaceship.
God says, I'd be the Prime Minister. Most world leaders don't really do anything. And are then wealthy forevermore. I could wing it for a few years.
All you have to do is just sit there and eat cheese and not fuck everything up.
See, there's like the hitch though.
Yes.
Not fuck everything up. That's a lot harder than it sounds.
Even that sounds like a better job than, eat cheese or send messages on Twitter. Even Badger being Prime Minister would be better. He just sits there and eats cheese rather than sitting there and send messages on Twitter.
Oh, I'd send messages on Twitter, but I wouldn't like argue with people on Twitter and then send them to the gulags.
Right, by the way, I'm very wrong about Brie, apparently. Apart from Disney. You would ban Disney from the country. What is Manda doing?
Well, I would
At least it'd be one
have to bring up
Badger,
Disney.
I would make it law that anything that particular company did to Star Wars is not considered canon in the Central African Republic.
You could invite people. You could invite the Disney executives and then arrest them.
This is what happened.
They are banned from entering that.
I'd be so busy legislating what is and isn't Star Wars canon in my little banana republic that everybody else could just get on with it.
There you go.
Right, I'm gonna catch up. Apparently, I was very wrong about Brie. It's not made of raw milk, and you can eat it while pregnant. Seraphim says, "Now I want cheese." Then Tony made a bad pun joke. Right. Next question. Shush. Question 400.
Shush, let the man talk.
I have to do the mute all button. Question 446. If you had to pick a single force power, which would you choose?
Not being able to die because we all decided that we're Sith.
I didn't think that was an actual power.
That's complicated.
No, yes, it is. But there's a way to that is complicated.
There are several different ways that Sith Lords have achieved it throughout Star Wars history.
And does throwing you off a balcony down thousands of meters and hitting something not kill you?
That
You
depends
didn't see him
on
hit anything, Dave. You didn't see him hit anything.
It's about hard to explain. It's about I want to see like a transfer of essence in a sense, being able to.
You suck midichlorians into you.
No. What the fuck, Jen? Why?
That's the new film that's been announced.
That's not funny. No.
Don't even joke about that. No.
Right, Julie says telekinesis. See, I want to know now that Princess Leia is now a Disney princess, isn't she?
What the fuck up? She wasn't a princess anymore. She hasn't been for a long time now, since like the first fucking movie. She's a goddamn general. She's a fucking general.
She's
so.
Right, you can't have not dying because it's not fun. Because it's not fun answer.
It's a force bar.
It's not the right answer. What?
Yes, it's not the answer I'm looking for.
Okay, I know. I will have the healing power so that MathPig, whichever way he is, doesn't die. That works.
Is there a healing power?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Then it's yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you not see the last Star Wars movie, Dave?
But it's from
The last
before
Star Wars
that.
movie. The last Star Wars movie I saw had a stupid thing with long ears.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Say again?
Right, Steph has no idea what you're talking about.
And I'm not. I cannot. I cannot on this day, Star Wars Day, do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, we got here. Joan says mind control. Seraphim says Kylo Ren is the prettiest Disney princess. I have no idea who Kylo Ren is. Julie says don't break Badger Dave. Seraphim says pyrokinesis. God says I want to be able to shit money. Is that a force power?
An actual force power?
No.
Well,
This he
it
says
might be
acts of
for long, I
heroic.
don't know.
I guess mind
so
control would definitely be it then.
So mind controls you.
Mind control could be a lot of fun. Although I'd be very tempted to want to force choke people as well. Though at times, I would be very tempted.
For us, non-Star Wars people, is the sort of mind control we're talking about the sort that Obi-Wan uses, or is there stronger stuff than that?
There's stronger stuff.
There's stronger stuff than that.
I mean, in the film where Anakin is a baby,
Yeah.
and the person he works for can't be done by the Force power.
Yeah.
Right? Is there always people that can't be done by the Force power of persuasion?
That's complicated.
How long you got, Dave?
My point was: is it strong? Is there a stronger form of mind control that would have
much more powerful forms of force-based mind control.
that would have persuaded that bug?
Most of them become a lot more dark-sidey because they involve a lot more invasion of the person's mind.
Fair enough. Now, my point was just whether or not you could do it.
Yes.
I'm happy to accept that. Seraphim says, I would have to look through my notes for a decent answer. Why does everyone have Star Wars notes? I find that really weird.
I've got a lot more notes on Star Wars than I do for anything.
Anything. We have a list of complicated world topics to discuss.
What about
And
Force
you've got
lightning?
more on
Anyone
Star Wars.
Have that?
Yeah, I don't actually have any notes for those topics, Dave. I've just got the titles written down.
No one has picked lightning yet. MathPig, what are you having? Given that you can't live forever.
I'll have Force lightning.
I'm
then.
disagreeing with you. That's my force power. I'm taking that. You can go fuck yourself.
Fine, but no one else can.
Code. I see you're going with the Sith code, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Force will set you free.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the mind control bit, but that's really a social power, and I don't want to be social.
You want to go for the force masturbation, don't you?
Oh god.
Well, but I think telekinesis in general is pretty cool.
Oh, I must admit, that would be really handy, especially if you're wanting to be lazy.
I have a question. Is there anything
I
like
can't reach the remote?
Is there anything like Accio in the Force?
Yeah.
Like Accio socks.
It doesn't work the same way as an Accio spell. It's generally you need to be in line of sight with the thing.
So it doesn't help you find socks.
No, you can. There are other force powers that can help you find socks. You can use.
You can pretend you were Thor with a big hammer, though. But you could throw the hammer and then bring it back with the force.
You could use something like Farsight and go zooming around in kind of disembodied, looking around mode, and just sit in your chair and go searching for your socks without moving.
So like Glimmer Man. But have you seen the new Red Dwarf?
No.
Not yet.
I'm just wondering, can we make Lego Star Wars canon or not?
Oh, I do like Lego. I do like the Lego games.
I tell you what, Jeff, it'd be better than the Disney Star Wars.
I think they'd fuck it up less.
You could use the force to find your socks. It's possible, but it would require a combination of things.
Tony says you could knit and nut at the same time. Like if Star Wars, right. What? Badger, you needed to pick one. You're going to go for telekinesis.
Who?
You.
Yes.
Yes. Jen.
Yeah, no, I definitely mind control. Way too much fun.
Way too much fun.
I want to go and push cows over the force.
Right, I have a quick question on the mind control. Does it work over the internet?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry for something happened to me then.
Depends on how powerful you are.
What?
It really depends on how powerful you are, but yes.
Does it work along the wires or via the force? Other methods.
Fire the force. Yeah.
Of
Right.
course, obviously.
When they communicate, do they use the force? Oh, I really should
They
stop
can.
with this. I don't know fuck all about Star
Some of
Wars.
them can.
So, Dave, you do realise this goes on much longer. I am going to force choke you over the internet.
Yeah, besides, Dave, you can ask all these questions in Mandastream.
I know. But I might learn something. That's worrying. I don't want to ever learn anything from this.
You get detail.
Right, next question. Question 447. Did you ever run away from home? How far did you get?
Couple of miles.
A couple of blocks.
Well,
Yes.
don't think I ever did.
Badger?
I went to the garage.
The garage.
Yeah. Like table tennis.
Manda? Ah.
So I did once run away to my treehouse, but I also had this tendency. There was this cemetery up the road from me that had it was Connecticut, so it was really old, really cool gravestones and stuff, mostly from the Revolutionary and Civil War. And that was where, like, if I was ever upset, that was just automatically where I went. So my mother always knew to chase me there. But other than that, yeah, I'm weird. I know.
You're weird.
I'm
Joan-
fucking weird.
Tony says, lol, I made it to Berlin. You weren't trying hard enough. That's to everyone. Joan says, about 800 meters to the bus stop.
I'll have to look at this stuff.
I shouldn't.
Was that East or West Berlin, though, Tony?
That's a good question. Seraphim
Becoming
says...
less of a good question as time goes on.
Seraphim says 50 miles away is in the closest town. Santi says, I'm 33 and I still haven't gone back. The bus stop because she didn't have any money to get on the bus.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting distracted. I ran away to my grandparents when I was 4 or 5, which was about 3 miles away.
Wow.
And they had everyone out looking for me. It was my dad's.
Angel
fuck up.
used to live in this apartment that had 3 other apartments attached to it, and he was like 5, and he would get up early in the morning and go to my neighbor's apartment for some fucking reason. It scared the shit out of me. So I can't imagine 3 miles away. Like, that's insane.
So that's my fun story. The worst thing is I can't for the life of me work out what route I took. It really bugs me. I may have walked a lot further.
Dave can't remember his old routes.
No. Right, next question. Question 448. Have you ever made out in a bathroom and then / done more?
No,
Sex in the
answer is
Granny's house in
no.
her
Penny.
bathroom.
By
Wait,
bathroom,
wait,
you mean
wait.
a toilet, don't you?
Yes. MathPig?
I said I've had sex in my granny's house in her toilet before.
Was your granny there?
No, not my granny was there, but it was my grandmother's house. You bad bastard.
Fair enough. Why was you in... how did this scenario come about?
I take your girlfriend to invite her and meet your granny, and then your granny falls asleep, and it's like, right, what'll we do? Oh, there's a lock in the bathroom door.
Jen?
Not in a toilet, no. Bathroom, yes, but not in a toilet.
What do you mean? What the bathroom is totally suitable? Is that what do you mean by bathroom?
Bathroom.
A place that doesn't have a toilet in it, but you can wash.
Room with bath.
Yeah, that
Like
is
a
acceptable
shower,
to the answer to the question.
Yes, then.
Okay, just made out.
There's a bath in it. It's a bathroom.
Oh no, I haven't had sex. Had sex in the shower before.
Right.
I don't understand the mechanics of this.
What? Which
I would
bit?
think that the water in the shower would make the situation awkward.
Well, firstly, you don't have to have the water on.
Oh yeah. I mean, technically, if you've had sex in the shower, you've had sex in the bathroom, right?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Not technically. If there is no bath and it's just a shower, then you weren't in a bathroom.
For the
No!
purposes of this question, Dave's already
Gonna
said
kick
yes.
I'm gonna kick him. We are working with international definitions. We are talking about toilets. We didn't answer the question, so you'd answer it. Right. Out of Jen and MathPig, have you done anything in public?
Never.
Right. Back to Badger.
What?
Have you ever made out in a bathroom?
I don't even do that in private.
Fair enough.
No, I'm very private about intimate things. I don't like doing such things anywhere that I'm not completely comfortable.
And you're not comfortable in your bathroom?
What's that?
You're not comfortable in your bathroom?
My bathroom is a bit cramped for that.
That didn't answer my question in the slightest.
No.
No, you're not comfortable in your bathroom.
I'm comfortable bathing in my bathroom.
Manda.
Yes, because of the shower thing, and yes, although never in a public toilet, just in public and more, yes. Sorry.
Jeff.
No to any of it.
No to any of it.
How you forget how little I actually get my life, you know.
I put a question in the chat, Dave.
Did you? Jen, does the public include shared bathroom in a motel? Includes a bathroom.
No.
No.
That's not technically public.
No.
Dave.
Yeah. Amanda. Hello. Do you want to move on to the next question, don't you?
No, I want you to answer this question.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that yes to both?
Yes to everything.
Yes,
Everything everyone said so far. Yes.
Dave and I are the whores here. That's what we've come to the conclusion of.
I have to tell Caroline something. Are you watching the chat? Okay. Right. Next question.
You really would be fucking lost without her, wouldn't you, Dave? How do you function?
Badly. Right.
We know.
Question 449. What is humanity's biggest enemy?
Themselves.
Humanity.
Climate change.
No, climate change isn't an enemy.
Yes, it is.
Humanity itself is its own worst enemy.
Yeah, I guess humanity causing climate change. Therefore, yeah, that works.
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, me fucking no.
Because I was thinking more against either a trait or a person.
Those aliens in Independence Day.
Yes, they would be a pretty big enemy. It's a shame they're not real.
Well, they might be. We just don't know.
If they
No,
turn up
those
tomorrow-
ones are not real.
If they turn up tomorrow, Dave, I'm blaming you.
Well, we know if those aliens turn up tomorrow, we've beaten them twice. We know how to beat them.
Humanity's biggest enemy, Donald Trump.
You think?
I was kind of thinking that too.
God the Good One says atheism.
Alien come tomorrow, I'm ringing Richard asking him to put a good word in for me.
Yeah, if those aliens turn up tomorrow, I'm sorry to say it, I might start killing the women I like.
What?
Because I think it might be a better. I think it might be a better alternative.
The what? What are we talking about?
What the hell are you talking about?
Would you not like try to kill the aliens instead?
Oh, try to kill them first, but if what he said is true, there's no option there. The women are just going to become what's the word for it? Breeding things? What? Incubators.
What aliens are you talking about right now, Dave?
Richards!
You actually consult the women about this first. You know, they might actually want to be, breeding.
Yes, I think it would only be polite to consult them.
You've heard of consent here, Dave, haven't you?
I think it would be polite to
And
consult
what about
them.
those of us who are fertile?
I believe that would be fixed in his
Oh, fuck.
Dave.
Badger.
Every time I ask which aliens we're currently talking about, you get cut off.
I say Richards.
I still don't know what's going on.
Don't you
There is
watch MathPig?
There is an inside set of knowledge that you are lacking that I cannot explain to you now.
No, we're too
No.
You're not allowed to explain it now.
No, it's just so fucking much. Oh my god. So.
Oh god. Right, where are we? Humanity's biggest.
I don't remember.
Oh, humanity. Wait there. Okay. God the Good One says atheist. Okay. Joan says. Seraphim says humanity. Joan says humans. Julie says people. Lissy says yes. No idea what that's to. God says atheism. Tony says we are an apex predator. We have no enemies worth mentioning. Joan says Nephilim. Santi says money. Julie says ignorance. Oh, no, Seraphim said ignorance.
The
problem
said she has no idea what's going on.
Yes. Julie says... With it, Julie says shuttle. I'm not sure I get that.
Borg.
I
What?
think they're still talking about the aliens.
Oh,
Borg.
the Borg.
Yeah.
You think the Borg... I think you said you were bored.
Oh, I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Don't provoke the Borg!
Do not mention that franchise on this day as well.
Don't mention the Borg.
Do not mention that vastly inferior science fiction franchise that is not being celebrated today.
What, Star Wars? We're not celebrating... I thought we were celebrating Star Wars today.
No, I was talking the inferior one with the word
Again,
star in it.
we are celebrating that one today.
I don't get why there's a competition. They're both...
No, neither do I, but it's fun.
I actually think, honestly, I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I've got to be honest. So
I like both.
I like both. They're both okay. I mean, I'm not. I struggle to describe myself as a fan of either. I like them both, but that's it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, Dave. So, I'm just a fan of sci-fi in general. That's the thing. So, I don't particularly have a favorite.
Yeah, you like that Lex show.
Lex is
I
awesome.
do like Lex.
I thought that was fucking shite. I really did.
Lex is
There we
one of
go.
the best
Firefly
cartoons
is
ever made.
brilliant. And you got Stargate, and you got Battlestar Galactica. They're all great.
Shut up. Intellectual Iconoclasm says the biggest enemy is Star Wars. Not sure where he's going.
Oh,
I'm gonna come around your house, IQ, and
No, not IQ. IQ would never say something so despicable.
I wouldn't say that Star Wars itself is a great threat to humanity, but the company that currently owns the intellectual property of Star Wars.
I didn't hear any of that, Badger.
It's a big threat to humanity.
What'd you say, Badger?
I said abbreviate intellectual iconoclasm for me.
What do you mean abbreviated? What? II?
Yeah, okay, II. I'm gonna come around your house, II, and I will tell you all about Star Wars. In detail.
In detail.
And Jeff, what exactly has the House of Mouse done to you?
Oh, God.
No, I just think they're objectively evil.
I mean, Disney, you could definitely add on the list that Disney might be a threat to humanity.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I mean, the problem is, I struggle to not say something like the airline industry or the oil industry. Because I do agree with Manda that the biggest threat is probably climate change.
See if I could.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
by that line of reasoning, Dave, I could say capitalism. You know.
I'm gonna go with A.
Yes. What?
Electronic Arts, the shit now.
The shit now. Right, we need to go on to the last question.
Elections and everything.
Yeah, we'll ask it.
I'm going to say. Right, next question. Question 450. Would you prefer to have 7 arms or eyes on the back of your head?
Eyes in the back of your head, because jumpers would get very expensive.
True.
No, but you'd have hair in your eyes all the time.
I'm bald.
Not a problem. MathPig stands up proudly and says, not a problem.
Okay, for those of us who are not hair deficient, you'd have hair in our eyes all the time.
I think we
I
broke
do a lot of
Badger.
multitasking with 7 hands, though.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say something else there, Jeff. I really did.
I have no idea to what you're referring to, Jen.
Yeah, it'd be quite handy having 7 arms.
Boom, boom.
I reckon. But why 7? It's odd number. You'd have 3 on one side, 2 on the other. Why 7?
Right. Well, for the guys, you have one in the middle that
Yeah,
comes
that's
out the
5.
stomach. Yes. You have one in the middle that comes out the stomach and just that bends downwards.
So you've got one wanking arm.
Yep.
A wanking up. Why, Dave? Why?
I don't like either option for the following reasons.
Why?
Eyes in the back of my head would make leaning back in a chair really uncomfortable.
Yep.
I
Well,
should
not
have it
really.
in here, so you'd have a real problem with hair in your eyes.
7 arms is an uneven number, and I don't like it.
Mess with my OCD a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, make it 6 arms, Dave. Much more comfortable with that.
It's 7 arms. That's the question. It's a choice. Why are you negotiating this?
7's weird.
I'd have to have the eyes then. Can I close the eyes?
Of course you can. They're eyes.
Alright, I'll have the eyes because I could not handle having 7 arms. If it was 8 or 6, I'd be fine, but 7 is no.
Badger, how many penises have you got?
Oh, don't bring that up, Dave. You're gonna make me. You're gonna give me the dysmorphia.
If you were born with it, you would just be used to it.
I've seen a guy with 2 penises.
So have I today. It came up earlier.
Came up twice.
It came up twice.
Phrasing.
I blame Nerdy. Right. I'm gone. Santi says, 7 arms, I'll become a massage therapist. Joan reminds you can close the eyes. Julie says, that would be my strongest arm in that case. Seraphim says, eyes in the back of my head. Lissy says, I like both. Intellectual Iconoclasm says, I'm an amateur blacksmith, so the arms, I'd change the name of the shop to the Forge of Onidectus? Someone else wants to correct me on that?
This is Polydectus.
They asked how the arms are distributed around the body. I don't really care. They can go wherever you want them. They've just got to be fully functional arms.
And then have one of the arms removed?
No.
Why?
Why? Come on, Dave.
Why? Because I don't... it's not that I have a direct objection to it. I just don't want Badger just to go with the choice, which is 6 arms. He has to pick 7 arms.
I'm going with 7 arms.
We'll give him 7
But we
arms.
get
and
to
make-
choose where they are. Do we get to choose how big they are?
No, they're the same size as your arms.
It just doesn't work.
Of course it does.
Because then it'd be more difficult to sneak up on me when I'm doing weird shit that I do by myself.
See, I don't think, seeing as I've got long hair, I don't think eyes in the back of my head would be really effective. So it's got 7 arms.
You could wear goggles.
I still wouldn't be able to fucking see out of them, Dave.
No, if you wore decent goggles, they'd stick out from the hair. Your hair would go either side, like when you. Yes.
You look like a minion.
Yes.
You look like
Right.
fucking Cousin It.
Right. Here is how I imagine the arms. Okay. Right. I imagine 3 down each side of your body. So the ones you've got now and 2 more sets. All right. And then 2 coming out your head. 1 on either side of your head.
We're now at
Not
8.
well, that's not very practical.
Say again. No, we're on to 6. We haven't got to the end.
That's already. Oh, fuck
That's
me,
it.
dude.
3 arms down either side. Make
Sorry.
It
36.
Sorry,
2
my
in your head
apologies.
makes 8.
Sorry, my apologies. You're right. It's 2 on either side. Oh, it's just-
Dave can't math right.
no, Dave can't math right. I need a math pig.
Fail.
Right.
It's
2
okay.
on either side of your body, and then either 1 coming out the back in the center, or 1 out the stomach in the center.
Yeah,
That's how I imagine.
That's weird. I can't handle that.
I think it would have to be the stomach, because otherwise sitting would be hell.
How would I sleep on my front?
You wouldn't.
Oh, but I like sleeping on my
Do you remember the house episode where the person went in to complain about their arm hurting when they slept on their side?
The hands coming out of your head doesn't sound great either.
What
What are you lying about? Get used to it.
Well, the Twi'leks are halfway there.
They only have little arms, though. Fully functional, full-size arms coming out your head. 2 of them.
Full-size fucking arms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of muscle you'd need up there to operate them, you would have no room left for your brain.
Okay,
Given that I
yeah.
screwed up the maths, I could be persuaded to have 3 on either side of the body.
Thank you.
That and not the middle one.
No, the middle one is essential. The middle one is the important one. Right. Quick choices, then we can go. Jeff.
Arms.
Arms. Manda.
Eyes.
MathPig.
Eyes.
Jen.
Eyes.
Badger.
Eyes.
Dave.
Oh, arms. And Joan says, do all the arms turn the same way? Yes, they do. Right. On that note, I'm going to say thank you very much to Badger, to Jeff, to Jen, to MathPig, and to Manda. I'm going to say everyone needs to run away to Manda's stream, which I will link to in a second. We will be over there in
10
minutes.
Close, Dave.
I know, we're close. And we will see you tomorrow for more really, really dumb questions. Bye.
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 Yeah.